Okay, here we go. That's right, Doc. A new day, a new stream. Another day, another dollar. Thanks for showing up, buddy. Okay, here we go. Look, Peregrine Rain for sale for $10. Peregrine is a useful pilot that can be dumped on any bot using the explosive rockets, um, which is useful, but by no means is it worth $10. So you're better off saving your money, and if you're lucky to win one of these, it will come in useful somewhere with some build. So it's not something that you would trash if you would win it. I'd set it to the side and consider using it for certain builds. As far as this $10 bundle for here, eh, I'd say it's middling because you are getting 3,000 tokens, 8,000 keys, and 8,000 gold. But like I always say about the sales, you always need to consider all your options, being as though this is a singular screen. You don't just go, ooh, look, and buy it because it says 98% off. I always tell people do the math. And there's been a lot of memes going on because it was getting kind of buggy around the end of 8.2 and the beginning of 8.3 update about all the sales. But I think people should just make a habit of always doing the double math on it yourself. Because here you got 20,000 power cells, 15,000 gold, 75 million silver. The revolver drone. I haven't seen many people use this drone, so I haven't really checked out its stats. Alright, so it returns your health when you get low, where you should be dying. But it has an arms controller, and it's a repair type bot. So, because it has a repair slot, a defense slot, and an effect slot. Okay, not really offensive, but you can get either offensive. That's one thing about the circle slots. You can load them out with either offensive or defensive effects. But in this case, being as though you have a repair and a defense slot, you can do either. But there is no shielding with this, and with today's meta, who knows with the upcoming drone shield nerf might happen or not. But drone shields end up being better. So if anyone were to buy this, it just because it says, like I said, I never pay attention to the percentage off up here. What you watch is the actual numbers down here. I would figure anybody buying this right now is just buying a drone to test it out or whatever, but they would really be buying it for the chips, because it takes a while to stack up chips to build things right. But I'm not seeing no chips here really worth all that money. Because sometimes if you sit and be patient, you will find a drone cell with 4 golden chips for a lot less than this. Regardless of what drone is coming with, whether you're going to use that drone or not, or whether you already have the drone but don't have the chips. So those would be the drone cells that I tell people to jump on because it just seems prudent. So welcome in, Antonio. Clash, thank you for showing up. I just like guys to leave a like and support the stream. And that's all I ask. It doesn't matter how long you stay or not. You could drop in for a second. Sometimes when I can't make it to certain people's streams who I really love to watch, like Duck and stuff like that, I still make a point, and Hamid, I make it a point to drop in and give a like because we're a small knit community. We are the ones that support each other. So let's see what we got in here. Some days I get some really nice stuff, whether I hit it or not, and then some days I get like, junk. So let's test our luck. And being as though I'm on a PC platform and we do not have advertisements, we do get three free clicks instead of one free click with the ability to extend it with adverts. So I guess I hit the really good one on here because, and my really good one was the solid purple, and then the purple reds are the next up, I guess, and was only 52 gold. Sometimes the things on here are good, sometimes they just suck. So let me check the leaderboards on our new healing operation. I am still in first place, only because I started streaming right before, about an hour before the event kicked in, and we had a good giggle because I had scored first place with 2 points. As soon as the event started, I guess I gained 2 healing points right as the event started, and it took me to first. And we were all making a joke about, man, that 2 points is real gangster 2 points. And but so I've been healing ever since then, and I managed to crank it up. Now, as soon as somebody starts buying stuff or whatever, I didn't even expect myself to still be in first as we logged in this morning. So one of the things I got my a lot of my healing points with, you see I have my Nodens back in. Of course, I do have the crate Pantagruel setup. One setup complements the other. One reason I run mixed sets is this: because of the low level of most of my gear, I run mixed sets to keep one set covering the other. So the crate puts out good sustained fire but has a set reload. The Pantagruel always is running, but at the same time it does need a charge to really be effective. Of course, the Pantagruel can run while the crates are doing their reloads, but sometimes when the Pantagruel gets low on ammo, if the crates hit a fresh reload, you regain your sustained fire ability. So I was saying I also have the Scavenger Heimdall, so I could also run this and get healing points as well. But you got to remember that you have to hit your healing mode, all right, to get those healing points. I'm not sure if the Northlight Mothership and the Mantis work, but they probably should for healing points because it's all about healing. You could run your passive heals on stuff like this guy here. End up putting him back in and start fiddling around back and forth between my Wayland and my Nightingale. At first I ran Nightingale here in the same hangar, and then I ran the Wayland over here with the Nightingale over there. I realized that, even though the Wayland does have a lot of HP, I still needed to put a proper tank in there after trying both ways. So, of course, running this setup with the Hazard Thunder worked very well. I realized that deployed in defensive mode, even though Fenrir moves probably one of the fastest moving tanks out there, I realized I still needed, because once you deploy you lose your speed, I still needed to start locking my targets down. So I went back to the puncher with the hazards to hold them still, and even though the Thunder performed better up close, as your targets start to draw away from you, the puncher helps more with the hazard because the target is sitting still. And the hazard's real damage potential of all the radiation weapons is the fact that you can, um, your damage multiplies with the multiple hits. And it's easier to get to multiple hits when your target is sitting still. So you don't miss a burst in there anywhere. So my Northlight clash, we'll go check that out right now because I'm not even sure myself. So it's level 17, and I'm running Aegis Blast, Repair Blast, and Laser Cannon Blast. So if you realize in the upgrade departments, uh, uh, the charge speed modifier is the highest level out of all the other things, because being able to drop your mothership, period, is more important than only being able to drop it. Say I did it with high durability, or something, another one of the other ones with high damage, this, that, and the third. Um, you upgrade those skills first, you actually have less. It actually does less damage in the end, because the more you're able to use the mothership, the more often it's going to drop its damage. Now, say I have something that a mothership that does double the damage. Okay. Say I have one up in here that does double damage or whatever. All right. With a lower charge modifier, right? You only drop it once, but say you have a higher charge modifier, you drop it 3 times. Now the 3 times with the lower damage is still more damage than you dropping it 1 time with the higher damage. So that's why I focus on the charge modifiers first with my components as I can, and worry about the other skills later. That's right, that's right. You always do the speed modifier first. And yeah, Antonio Deadshot, let me tell you, these things, but they take manual aiming, and that's been a lost skill since the Bendy era. But I'm gonna tell you something. Of course, as with any ranged weapon, you usually drop some shots as the target gets closer, rather, because these uh, weapons don't ranged weapons don't tend to splash, and they don't tend to be forgiving with your aim. But because the reload is so low, they still work effectively as a brawling weapon out to 600 range. Okay? And of course, as compared to a real brawling weapon, their damage is a lot lower than, say, Havoc or something like that. But once they're out of your range, you can't do nothing. So that's why these weapons still are effective from brawlers out to range. Okay. And so let me see what this crap is. Okay. I don't like that challenge. Destroy non-weapons better. Okay. Now, when you compare your sales, it's better to do it in this format than to make a rash decision when you first log in, and they spam those things in your face when you're first logging in. You go, oh my, you know. Same way with this Persephone. See, and that wasn't in the other deal, but there it is. Now, sometimes you can find this either in, but they usually only give out 1 chip, and it's usually not the mild absorber damage chip, but they usually give out 1 of these chips with the Persephone on the E-task. So At the same time, even though it says 91% off, it's for sale for $40. 91%. Now, when your next sale might say 97%, and it's only $9.99. Now, you mean to tell me 6% off of this is $9.99? That's what I'm saying. So you got to watch yourself. And if this was the Persephone for this price with those 4 chips, a lot of people would buy it just for the chips. So that's what I was talking about when buying stuff and doing the actual number on it, the actual math number, instead of worrying about what Pixonic says is cheap or on sale. So yes, Antonio, it's more universal use, more universal use. Is what it, and it actually runs good on my Demeter as well. Um, I run this with the same combo. I would run it with this Pulsar there, but I would run it with freezer and lockdown chip. Say, um, but it tends to the meter tends to work better as an enclosed brawler because you have to encompass the person in your shield. So that's why something like this that can take the wide open planes and still you can still return fire with the decay and um, those type weapons, the radiation weapons. So I'm still on 8.2. Um, and being as though the platforms are separated, and I usually have a burner, this kind of durability burner from the day before, um, it's best to hit quick match in this situation because of the platforms being separated. Before everybody got separated, I was still hitting beacon rush. You could still get a match within 10 seconds, but if you notice here, there's no load time underneath here, and that's for a reason because the matches have been taking, well, not for me personally, it's been up to a minute for me, but some people saying 2-3 minutes to get a match. But I happened to drop with War Child last night, so if you guys want to go check that out, him, War Child, and the Amazon Elite guys, they're still, of course, that's a PC platform. They're still on 8.2 as well. All right, so since we got the Loki going that way, I'm going to skedaddle down to the center. And I got to keep repeating this for people, that the center beacon is the most important on beacon rushes because it gives you a springboard for defense and offense. So I can't let them have this, or like I said, sometimes you just have to die on the cap when you're dealing with beacon rush. So notice, I don't know what my team's doing, but they're doing well. They're getting all the other caps. If they want to sit there and fight me on C, then that's good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drop here. The Loki did a good job. And I'm going to sit here and hold this to where we can always still move in on the C cap. That's the only reason why I dropped this here. So with the healing, so that anybody else could drop there and move in. But of course, I don't think anyone took advantage of that. We still have a guy sitting at home, and we got a guy sitting there firing from over here. So I try to give people the opportunity to drop in there to turn this more offensive. But instead, it looks like I'll be the one going in, trying to put pressure on the center cap again. Like I said, remember how important the center cap is? That's why they were able to move back in on that beacon, because they dropped in on center to move over to the beacon. Now, meanwhile, back at the ranch, the one guy was sitting there camping. Now the whole team's dropping in over there. This is why I be talking about the idiocy of some of the teams. This is one reason why I hate like Lemming. I think. Wait a minute. Is this guy hacking? We got a hacker. We got a hacker. So, we got a hacker in the match. Yep. That guy there, look, he's under the map, over the map. Look, he's running around exploding them and everything. IME Tokyo or whatever. I'm not even shooting no more, man. I'm going to try to keep the legitimate guys alive. See, and this is what I'll be talking about. The teams. First of all these idiots drop way back here at this cap back here. The whole gang of them. Like it's under massive evasion of it being our home cap. And then two, they're fighting with the hacker. I never ever do that because you're sitting there supporting them. You're supporting the hacker, man. And I don't agree with that. I don't support hackers. Remember when I said somebody was sitting by the cap all that time? That was probably him. So, I'm sitting over here. I'm not fighting with the hacker. And there goes one of the Amazon Elite right there who I just was talking about. We had a good match with last night. And Dukon Quack also has an alt in the Amazon Elite. They're a decent clan for those of you on the Amazon platform. Even at the cost of only gaining 2 points for the event, I left this guy alone. So IME Tokyo, and I don't care if you're on my team or whoever's team, I'm reporting. You know what I mean? Of course, I know we wouldn't have won that match without him, but still, that one thing, that one win, and guys go, yeah, good thing we had the hacker. No, you don't want them around whatsoever. You don't support that crap whatsoever. And that's one of the problems. Okay, so it looks like the upgrade rush is on. Yeah, well, how doing the FFAs work out for you, Antonio? Because it's already a niche thing, and then you come upon the fact that the platforms are separated at the moment for the update. So there's 4 times upgrade on this, and also they put the 50% up on the super chest. So to be honest with you, most super chests, I come in here, man. I come in here for the platinum and the power cells. That's it. That's it. And sometimes you hit keys, which allows you to get more spins and it ups your super chest, because there's absolutely nothing in the super chest I want besides the Crimson Hawk. Okay. And there's only 1 or 2 things in here that I don't have. I don't have the Freedom Fafnir, but it's not like I want it because I don't run Fafnir at all. I don't have the Freedom Fafnir, and that's it. I hit the super chest. To me, it's just silver, man. So more 9 times out of 10, if I'm not getting the Crimson Hawk, which I don't ever hit, even hitting it 13 times in one season would have helped a lot of people. I'd rather hit a Titan because they bring in more silver than the standard bot. So that's what I'd rather have happen. So I don't even bother. Right, the 1K chest and all that stuff, that's good. That's what I normally use. But during the 50% rush, I go in there to the 10 key thing, and just go for my plat, man. So say like right now, I have 80 keys, right? Boom, I'm opening 80 of these boxes, and like I said, win, lose, or draw, you're getting the things for the super chest, and the only thing with the super chest, you're hoping for more silver. So like I said, power cells, which I always need. The gold you could always use, because I don't know about most people, but I can tell the difference when I'm playing with power cells and when I'm playing without them. Like I said, I don't know about you guys noticing a difference in your play. I can tell. See, from no timer to taking quite a while to load to immediate load. So there's no timer on there whatsoever for average waiting times. So it looks like we're running into a couple guys from ML1, the Vanilla Gorilla, and decent clan. You could do worse. And the Vanilla Gorilla is not soft, right? So that's why I went to lock these guys down. Even though it only looked like me and the other guy. See what I'm saying? MK3. It only looked like me and the other guy took any initiative to grab any caps. Like, see, this guy's still sitting there. So I'm gonna see if I can give him a little healing. Of course, that's our healing event, so I gotta come out here and give them some help. So it makes no sense for me to dive up into all that MK3 Kepri junk at the moment. I'm gonna just wait for this guy to have to come down. So you just gotta wait for all the MK2, MK3 to just do what it's gonna do. This is Beacon Rush. I'm not going to make myself die any faster in Beacon Rush. So it's pretty clear we're dealing with a squad here, or they just happen to luck up and play good teamwork. But I've noticed the ML1 guys are not linking to each other, but they seem to be supported by the other people going around each time. Of course, she's gonna go up, and then there's another bendy bird hitting me. But this is Beacon Rush, man. You don't give up nothing. All right, like I said, it's a healing event. This, hopefully this helps people play more team-minded. Look at that. I just locked him in, and not a millisecond later, my locked-in aim jumped. My lock-in aim jumped up into the sky to a guy I couldn't even see. So like I said, the two ML1 guys are decent players. I can vouch for that. I played with and against them. Look at that. See, it just did it again. somebody's speeding me up, and here we come with a cinder guy. He probably jumped on top of the building because he's too. See, and it's not good for the puncher guy to hang under here like that. It's best to put their cap under pressure at this point. So they want to take C, and they got a guy sitting with cinders on it. You just push across. Now that Minos blocked my healing on that guy, and he ended up dying. See, look, that's the same guy that was sitting there all the match. Now he's coming out with a Cossack. Yeah, he's just tanking. I hate the fact that there's no selection with the blue aiming. So this is a huge factor in the game. Come on, man, get y'all butts around the corner, Seraphs and all that. I gotta come up and do this. And the Heimdall's been sitting there the whole time. And I'm gonna tell you, there's a big difference between the Heimdall and the Nodens and speed-wise, and offensive and defensive-wise. I can tell you that. The Heimdall fights better than the Nodens. I can tell you that. You just have to be in the right mode. Here come the Cinder guy. I see him off to my left, and then they got a Blondie guy. Of course, he knew I couldn't target him once I was blind. So we had a tanker on our team, and those guys are playing together well. Whether they are squadded or not, they are playing like a squad. So like you see how the three all bent that corner at the same time. So this is Beacon Rush, and I knew the three of them were there. But the thing about it is this. Somebody's got to draw their attention off the beacons. So I love it when they try to come and trap me on the cap or whatever. As long as we got an open cap out there, it's Beacon Rush, bro. Somebody can drop in somewhere else. And I hate when somebody would do something as stupid as to drop in at the home cap when there's an open beacon next to another beacon. So we got 80 healing points there on that match. Yeah, I'm glad you agree with me, Deadshot. Nodens is more actually laid back and support because their speed was nerfed. And that's the actual nerf that the Khepri needed. Not nerf its ability. They should have boosted the Khepri's ability, meaning that it would increase more team play with the Khepri. Because if the Khepri's natural speed is low, and then it gets a massive boost by linking to someone in speed, then it would make the Khepri play more synchronized. Because you see, especially the moment somebody realizes they have a mismatch, Khepris will just sit there and run through a whole team, bro. One Khepri, see, they were a squad. But the whole team played together well altogether. Now, this guy is running with this guy, but we saw T Ling tanking. It doesn't matter that he did 1.3 million damage and his buddy only did 600,000. So if T Ling was tanking, he squatted with this guy, he's probably tanking too. Okay? And they're the only people without stats. That being said, I'm going to report him and his buddy. And I call this, oh, sorry, not exploiting cheating buddy. But we're going to hit him for deliberate interference with gameplay of others. I call this the placebo button because they don't do anything, um, as far as I can tell. And it's not the fact that he was running a Cossack, because you have people for different reasons that they want to run a Cossack, even in champ leagues. If they have one fun bot in there or whatever, it's the fact that they sat around all match and then you see a Cossack in there too. So you have to take the totality of the circumstances. You can't just condemn everybody, because I see guys reporting guys because they're running a fun bot in their hangar, and then somebody goes, "Oh, this dude was running a this or that, and he's gotta be." I bet you I probably got reported a lot if that was the case, because I run a lot of things that, and people are like, "Oh, well, he's in champs, then there's no way he's running this or that." Well, yeah, I run what I like, and I never drop below Master 1. So I cruise in and out of the champ leagues, the different champ leagues, and the Master 1 league. Running whatever I like to play, running combinations that I feel I want to play or whatever. Since I run solo, I never squad with anybody or anything. All right. Thanks for dropping in, DMID. So I just ask you guys to drop a like. I don't care, how long somebody stays or when they go. I'm doing my thing. And right, being as though the Capri was designed on the Nodens. Okay, people who have been around a while know which bots are designed on which. Like, even though me and Brista was having a joke about the Lancelot and the Luchador, actually the Luchador is not based upon the Lancelot. They just look similar in the end product. The top bot for the Titan for the Gareth, Lancelot, and those bots is actually the author. Those are the British bots. So the author is actually the Titan for the Lancelot. I was just having that discussion with somebody else in someone else's live stream. They were talking about this, that, this, and I'm like, no, you know nothing, because you haven't been around for the development of it. If you're around for the development of things, like some even certain weapons, a lot of people don't realize that people go, oh, well, I need that Titan Calamity or whatever. It's not really Calamity. Calamity was actually the last to be listed. The real actual weapon that all that whole line is built upon is the Scourge. So the Scourge is the origin of all the taser, lock-on taser weapons. Okay? And things of that nature. The whole plasma line originated around the Magnum. And it in same way, like there's no heavy pulsar. Like somebody was having a thing talking about, oh yeah, this, that, and the third. I'm like, no. Punchers are designed around the shredder, and there is no medium. Same way, the pulsar, the magnetars are designed around the pulsar, and there is no heavy. So if you as you watch the development, and you can always get the same information from Wiki, or you could just hear it from somebody that's been playing long enough to know. So when you go along the robot development lines, then you'll see. So if Kepri was designed behind Nodens, then of course they should have way more range than what they have. So when they went to nerf it, they should have nerfed it in line with what it was designed. Because you know what the complaint was? You see how slow Nodens is? Nodens wasn't all that slow. It was faster than Heimdall is now. Okay? What they did was they nerfed the speed and extended its range by a lot. They extended its range by a lot. Its healing range used to be 500. So they extended it out to 700, but they nerfed the speed by a ton. Ah, those guys couldn't get it. They spawned in, but he got in there too quick. So this guy, ah, that's all right. It still helped. See, he's over there sniping, but you got to get him. Those 4 guys spawned back here, but you just can't sit where you spawned forever. You got to get to it, man. See, that's what I'm saying. I get over here. You're going to have to draw 3 or 4 guys over here, because I'm going to go get on the cap. I made a statement in the video that I dropped that, listen, the moment you hit the battlefield, you're already a dead man. The only difference is how much you're going to make them pay for your life. That's it. That's the only difference. So, spawning on the sea cap and sitting back there the whole time is asinine. You're already dead, bro. You're already dead. You might as well make them pay dearly for your life. And I'm still pulling through. The whole team is still in that same area. You've seen me on each side of the map. You know, I've been over here. I've been the center. I've been back on that side. Guys are spawning in the center and staying there. So, I was waiting for somebody to try to drop in the center like that guy. Look, before I dropped the bomb to give him some help. Now, he's dead, so now I can't jump in, but that's what I was saving my jump for. Yeah, run, punk. I can see your, that Typhon isn't leveled. Because there's some, man, I had to drop a serious brick on. Now, I'd rather bring the shell this way with me than to take him towards our only cap. Because all them guys spawning back there still can't keep the home cap. Isn't that ridiculous? So... no, that shell's gonna try to come get me. Oh, at least he chased me down the last time. Because I love it when they're a chaser. So, at least I got that cap back. Those guys play cohesively. We got a Mosh Posh. Of guys playing, and they spent the majority of the match right in this area instead of moving this way, moving that way. Now the best bet right now is to drop right here and to shoot into their home cap, or to drop right here and defend the cap. See that? And he's shooting Webers, so. But they got a serious Titan covering the center. And let me get rid of this guy first. Work on this guy next. See, once he's locked down, you gotta trust your teammate to finish him off. You know, that's how you do team play. This guy's been sitting there camping in the center. Taking everybody out. Drop a brick on him. Keep on getting the tight end out of the center. But of course, at this point, we're way outmatched. running a 4 on 6. And the shrine goes only out for damage. I already knew there was one when the other Fenrir got a phase exiled with me over there. So I was like, oh, there's a Sharinga around. If you think about your team and the game objective, you see what I was saying about all them sitting in the same area the whole match? 6 beacons. 6. You know? You gotta figure some of them captured the same cap. So there's only 8 beacons between them combined if you count them singularly. So, and this guy here, so he's basically a dropout, man. Nobody does it. You could gain 84,000 damage shooting in the sky, man, hitting nothing. So you hit him with inactive during combat, blah 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 blah. But these are the matches I'm getting. You know, I always play to the best of my ability. I can't take anybody else's abilities into account. And here's what I was saying about the deals in here compared to the drone deals out there. Now, all that other stuff out there in them deals, here, you're getting 2 tier 3 mods and 2 tier 4 mods with the healing and suppression drone. This is a heal and suppress drone. It's not really defensive, it's not really offensive, but it helps because it heals you. Like the healing things, like I said, could go either way. If you're running off alone fighting people offensively, you need heals because you don't have anybody going with you. And also suppression helps keep the enemy's damage down. And all this is what? $15, right? And they want an absurd amount of money for the other drone in the so-called sale, where you'll make out better taking out of operations that $15 drone than paying, what was the absurd amount? Was it like $40? Somebody help me out. Yeah, they're paying $40 for the other one. Yeah, the EMP is still suppression. So you make out better. Right, Arthur is the king of Camelot. Right, the Galahad, the Graf, the Lancelot. Right, and you had some new guy trying to tell me like what it was. No, the Lucha, and I'm like, no way, bro. And none of them bots jump, and they all have armored shields. So yeah, the Lucha is probably, and I can't say this for sure, is probably designed to offer either a jump bot or a teleport bot. You know, that would be its origins. If you could probably try to trace the lineage of it or whatever. Or to be honest with you, it more resembles a Fenrir. And they both basically act alike, if you think about it. Instead of the Fenrir teleporting, whatnot, it either deploys or undeploys, so where it can move fast or move slow. And you gotta think about it, Luchador can jump very far. Its jump is absurd, but once it's there, it's slow. And then once it deploys its defenses, it can't move at all. So that Persephone deal is not a deal, bro. That's what I was saying about the deals that they claim are deals. The, these are not deals, man. Nobody should be paying. Well, if you have the money and you really want something, but I'm trying to tell guys, I don't care if you have money. You should still be frugal. Anyway, coming up on the last couple minutes here before we hit 6 a.m. I have responsibilities that I normally take care of. I try to do a couple before I start streaming. Then I go back out. I do some more. Of course, you know I'm working off and on all day, solo on my farm. And we've been waiting for over a minute. I'm trying to at least like get one more match in and then call it a day. And look at that. I said I was lucky enough to not go over what, like a minute yesterday. Now they're kicked up an average waiting time. It's 33 seconds now. So I'm basically at triple the loading time, getting up on 2 minutes. I'm gonna reset that because, boom, look at that. Usually sometimes when you go over 30 seconds, it's usually like some kind of issue. While we're making an assessment of the enemy, taking our first cap, and then I decide where I'm gonna go. I look around at my team. I look around how aggressive or not aggressive they are. Now the guy Glory Bound, he isn't high ranked or nothing like that, but he is usually a strategic player. So he was basically doing what I was doing as well. He was assessing the situation to see which way he would go too. But see, now they have all the caps because all these guys moved that way and then stopped. So somebody tried to death mark me or lock me down, put some kind of effect on me. And he's using the hover, which I've been using mine recently. Totally love it. But it's a shame that I can go, right, from the center, take some fire powder out of his sparks, and the hawk has to land pretty soon. Come around here. And those guys headed this way first, but I make it over here to this cap before them. And they are losing the only cap that we have. But they all moved that way first, but stopped right here in that area. So see, I can't stop two of them from coming on the cap when they're coming from different directions. And one thing with the enemy, you see what they're trying to do? They're trying to stay on two different sides of me. And my whole thing is trying to keep them both on the same side of me at all times. So my best bet to get any honor is to actually come over here now, which you know how much I hate dropping in where everybody and their mama is when it's the cap is already in hand. But I'm gonna try to get me some healing honor. Before the match ends. because the majority of that team really just, I don't even know what they're there for in a beacon match. Just sat around. As you can see, I had way more movement and strategic stuff. That's why I don't take this kind of stuff into account. And also, how I told you, Glory Bound was a good player. He's not all that high ranked. See, he's a Master 3. Um, I think I might be able to look at his hanger. Okay, see, 46% win rate. But he's basically built like me, except for he does have the MK2 and MK3 uh, Kepri and Mender. But he builds his builds right. Of course, it gets too redundant the way that he did it. You should actually specialize on whatever it is you're trying to do, but it's clear he's following the current meta. He doesn't have all the levels as all them other guys or whatever, but he doesn't do bad for following the current meta and playing strategically. I do follow the current meta on certain builds, but other than that, I do what I like, and I figured I have my fun. So it's starting to get a little late in the morning. We got about 3 minutes till 6. I like to get out before 6 a.m. But when I'm streaming, I don't mind putting down any of the, putting down a few minutes with you guys in the stream. Thank you all for showing up. I'd like to give a shout out to Duck on Quack for coming and supporting my channel. Antonio Williams, aka Deadshot Will, coming in supporting the channel. Clash for coming in and supporting the channel. And DMID coming in and supporting the channel. Guys, leave a like. And of course, y'all know y'all can always catch Duck on Quack around 10 a.m. Eastern time, even though on YouTube it might show up as 11. It's usually around 10 a.m. Eastern time here in the US. And I'm not sure if the other guys have channels or not. But if you do, go ahead, give a shout out to it right now. Will, I played with you and against you. Your hangers and stuff aren't bad, man. You play strategically. You're watching the right people on YouTube and not the glorifying people, and that's what's most important. Making the smarter builds and the smarter choice. And right, Duck, I am pointing out what sells or what, but me personally, I'm not buying either one of them. So I hope you all have a good start to your day, or good afternoon, wherever it is where you are, or good evening. I don't want to sound like Tony, but this is how I start my day off, and I hope y'all enjoy.